Welcome to the Naples Money Managers News You Can Use. I'm Dawn Litchfield Brown, and I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I thought maybe in the future I would start doing what I used to do when I was on WNOG radio for 13 years. And I think I'll start bringing in some guests every now and then, maybe once a month, a tax expert, estate planning, insurance, budgeting, whatever the topic might be at the time that's hot. It can be all over the place, because almost everything relates to your money when you really think about it. Could be even something as far as credit scores and how you handle those. So we'll bring a little extra to the table. Today I want to talk a little bit about Social Security benefits being taxed, because I'm getting that question a lot. And the big beautiful bill, by the way, for 2026 says that you'll get an extra credit of $6,000 in your standard deduction if you're 65 or older. Okay, that's me, but that's not the camera right behind me. But you're still going to face a tax up to 85% if you're single and you're making $34,000 or more, which is crazy, right? So, and it's even more if you're a couple. So I think that the answer to the question is simply that yes, you're still going to be taxed on your Social Security unless something else changes. But I just pulled that off today, and that's the most recent thing that I do have on it. People are still worried about the markets. You know, we hit 50,000, and it was unbelievable. I went out and took pictures of our sign with 50,000 on it, and it was weird. It was like it was a non-event. Nobody got all excited about it. I mean, I would have been out there throwing confetti in the air and whatever. But I think more people were worried about it than excited about it. And so giving a little bit of history, when I first got in the market, which I'm afraid to say now was over 40 years ago, the Dow had not reached 1,000. Now remember, the Dow is in dollars. So that's $1,000. You take you add up all the stocks in the Dow Jones, and what is the dollar equivalent of each share of that stock? It was 1,000. Well, now it's $50,000 Dow equivalent. So it's really gone a long way over 40 years, but we know we've had these huge roller coaster rides in between time. So what we always talk about is if you have a lot of time, you don't need to have a lot of money, just need to have time and patience, and you will have a lot of money. That's one of the things. If you're older, like some of us are, you don't have a lot of time, so you have to be a little more careful, which is why we have our covered call strategy. In some cases, we use the protected annuities if you have to have growth. And I caution you on annuities because there are many annuities that are not good out there, like many stocks, like many limited partnerships, many commodities. So you have to be really careful when you choose one, and we're more than happy to help you do that. So I'm not too worried about this. I'm glad to see the market come down just a little bit. You have to let a little air out of the balloon once in a while or it will pop. And if you're worried about the pop on the text, we did a newsletter, which I'd love to send out to anybody who would like to see it. And it compares the Dow Jones, the S&P, and us during 1997, 1998, and 1999, which was the dot-com bubble that did pop, and how we did performance-wise. So that's all I'll talk about market-wise today, but it is close to Valentine's Day. That's tomorrow. As you can tell, I have a heart on and some earrings. I love to celebrate a little bit. So I thought I'd do a little bit of history of, it was really created as a fertility thing, timed in the spring to get couples. They would make the couples together. That's one of the philosophies of it. And of course, it didn't turn into, I think, a real holiday celebrating love, I think, until the fourth. Excuse me. Here we go. I guess I don't have it at my fingertips here. I was thinking it was in the 1600s. I'll have that for you if I can find it. But anyway, what does it mean and how difficult it is and how much stress it causes and how much money should you spend? See, everything relates to money. And Valentine's Day, to me, is an expression of love by what you do. Maybe not every day, but maybe today and all next week. Maybe you put the dishes in the dishwasher now for a week for your wife. Or maybe your wife washes your car. Or there's all kinds of things you can do to express love. Handmade cards were the next step in all of the history of Valentine's Day. a wonderful idea, handmade card, handmade anything. But there's also something kind of cute. If you want to play some holiday games, you can pick out the favorite love story on a movie. You can pick out the favorite famous couples, the most famous flowers, terms of endearment. You can have like a little quiz thing going. It's like, I know you can't see it, but you can pull it off online and you can sit around together and just have a little fun with a glass of champagne or whatever you happen to like. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about today, because really I want everyone to go into the weekend without the pressure. Just remember, it's you that we love and the people that you love. All you need to do is show that you love them, and then you've captured Valentine's Day at its best. So I'm Dawn Litchfield Brown saying don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will talk with you next week. Have a great weekend.